I joined Toastmasters in 1951 at age 21. My history is I was a member for about 10 years, and then I went dark for about 10 years, and then I returned for a total of 52 years a member of Toastmasters. I belonged to a club that met in the Newport Harbor Yacht Club. At that time, there was only one club in the entire harbor area. We met in a private dining room. 2 walls were floor-to-ceiling glass overlooking the bay. We had a sit-down dinner, $2.25. I'd only been in the club for a few months, and I was standing near the entryway, and I noticed a man approaching, not large of stature. If he had any distinguishing features, he had a rather prominent nose, and a large lock of hair that dropped over his forehead. He approached me and asked if this is where Toastmasters met. I replied that it was. He stuck out his hand and says, "Well, I'm Ralph Smedley." Not to be outdone, I stuck out my hand and said, "Well, I'm Dave Gardner," because the name Ralph Smedley meant absolutely nothing to me. We had our dinner, and we had a break. Well, the older members took me aside and said, "That's none other than Ralph Smedley, the founder of Toastmasters International. And he's going to give us a few remarks at the second portion of the meeting." Wow, I said to myself. The founder of Toastmasters is in the club, and I'm going to listen to him, and I could hardly wait. And our founder got up and he started to speak. And people say, "Well, Dave, his gestures were outstanding, weren't they?" I says, "No, just average." "Well, his eye contact, that was great, wasn't it?" "No, here again, just average." His vocal variety probably is above reproach. "No, actually the founder spoke in somewhat of a monotone." And people say, "Well, come on, Dave. Here's the founder of the world's largest public speaking organization. He said his gestures were just average. His eye contact was average, and he spoke in a slight monotone." But I haven't got to what I consider the most important part of public speaking is not what you say, but how you say it. And here the founder, every word that he spoke was measured. Every word that he said meant something. 2 or 3 years rolled by, and I became the president of the club. And one day the gentleman, Wayland Dunham, who was the editor of the Toastmasters magazine, he belonged to our club, and he came to me and he said, "Dave, out of curiosity, I looked up the record, and you're the world's youngest president." I says, "My gosh," I felt humbly honored. A few more years went by, and I became area governor. My geographical area went from Sunset Beach to San Clemente to Garden Grove. In all that geographical area, I oversaw a total of 9 clubs. My committee consisted of another gentleman and myself. He was the secretary-treasurer, and I, of course, was the area governor. In those days, there were no divisions. We went from area to district. Founders District encompassed all of Orange County, all of Riverside County, all of San Bernardino County, and a third of Los Angeles County. And I would pick up my friend at Orange, and we would traverse up to Claremont, meeting in a nondescript schoolroom at Claremont College. And in all that geographical area, there was only about 35 members at a meeting. Again, time moved on, and we started a club in Costa Mesa. Now we had double the amount of clubs in the harbor area. There were 2 of them. And we had a joint meeting, and Dr. Smedley blessed us with his presence. And I was on the speaking program. And I gave it everything I had. And Dr. Smedley was just sitting down in front of me, and I saw him lean over to the gentleman next to him and heard him say, "My, hasn't Dave improved?" What a tremendous thing to hear from the founder. And people ask me, "Well, where do you keep that memento, Dave? You keep it up in your head?" I said, "No, not hardly." "I know, I got it, Dave." "You wrote it on a piece of paper and you carry it around in your back pocket." No, I don't. I keep it right here in my heart, where all cherished mementos should be kept. My parents are buried at Pacific View Memorial Park in Corona del Mar. And periodically I visit the gravesite, leaving flowers in their remembrance. And less than 100 feet away, Ralph Smedley, our founder, is also laid to rest. And when I visit my parents' gravesite, I always leave flowers at Dr. Smedley's gravesite also. I place the flowers in the proper container, step back, and silently say to myself, "Rest in peace, a job well done." If there is a heaven, if there is a life hereafter, I believe with all my heart that Dr. Smedley, the founder of Toastmasters, is at peace. Because he's probably saying to himself, "My, haven't they improved?"